Greetings, folks, and welcome to Vinyl Therapy Sessions, the complete Eric Draven Summer 2023, the Crow set. I am your host, Coco Smooth. And yes, I know I'm doing another set video because I found the third piece. The third piece finally came in. Oh my gosh, I should have just been more patient and, uh, and just waited, but I couldn't because these things look so good and I just had all this energy to share. But now, I'm like, oh, well, either way, I could have done a single, but I just needed to do a whole set. So the completionist in me, if they do another one, gosh dang it, folks, you know what's coming. You're like, oh, Coco, what are you doing? Yeah, it's coming. Anyhow, but yeah, this is a pretty good box. He's definitely not included in this set. So any other Eric Draven pieces are going to be exclusives from wherever. I wouldn't doubt there's a Hot Topic one because he looks like he came out of Hot Topic. Oh man, but the truth is this was before Hot Topic, I think. And yeah, he probably made the clothesline for the look and the edge of all of Hot Topic. But yeah, this is what number 1430 looks like. Yeah, they're in numerical order, as you can see. Uh, with the middle one being 1429 with this uh, crow in the hand and the fire on his feet. Don't worry, guys. You guys are going to be able to see the open stuff subsequently after this portion of the video. So yeah. And next up, the original one, number 1428 Spirit Fingers version. Yes. Oh yeah. I'm sorry, guys. Only millennials, old millennials and Gen Xers will know this. But yeah. Yeah. Eric Draven. This is even the original Funko Pop that came out back then of the crow without the makeup on and the lipstick and the eye, it had this pose, right? But yeah, this is it. All right, next up will be the open segment, folks. And this is what he looks like outside of the package. Kind of cool. Make it so that you guys could get a better look-sees, right? Yeah. See the crow kind of looking cute on the gravestone. Man, this is a good fig. I love it. But maybe it's just because I'm a huge crow homer, obviously. Yeah, so like, I guess I should show you what it looks like with the rest of the set. And here are the other two, right, in comparison. Yeah. His crow versus his crow. Yeah, I got mine on my wrist, and you have yours by your feet. Yeah, but I'm doing the Captain Morgan stance. Yeah, so really cool. And then there's this guy back here. Hey, want some? Hey! Yeah, Eric Draven. It's really cool. A three-way Eric Draven carousel. That's what's up. That's what I needed in my life. Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, I would pick them all up. I just like the crow, Eric Draven, so much. Don't know why. I'm hoping they make an Ironside, Ironside, Iron Studios statue of him too at some point. I'd get it, but yeah, this is cool. But yeah, more focus on our boy over here. yeah, with his little, crow over there. Cool. Final thoughts next. Final thoughts on this matter. Um, as I've already shown you guys in the last video, I talked in great depth about my feelings about the crow in general, right? Eric Draven, what he means, and how nostalgic it is for me as far as my adulthood. I was a young adult when this thing came out, and man, I just teenagers again, yeah, teenagers, yeah, very. I was in that in between phase, right? Well, yeah, it takes me back to that time, and I look back, and I gotta say that when there was no internet unless you were like super rich and had a PC, because not everybody had a gosh dang computer back then. Anyone who did was rich, and when they did, you'd have to be even more rich to have AOL. Haircut all was a was a thing. Um, Everybody was just happy to have CD. To put things in perspective, people were just happy to have CD drives in their PCs back then, right? No, there wasn't even anyone who like a couple of years later was when CD recorders became a thing. People were like, whoa, whoa, right? So yeah. Things weren't even converted to MP3s yet back then. It was just direct CD to CD recording back then. For people who like, what the hell are CDs? Compact discs, kids. Before iPhone, before iTunes, when there were before iPods, there was that. Anyways, yeah, the soundtrack. It just took me to that time before I even had an email, and yeah, how different the world was, and how different the style was, and the direction that the whole of the Western civilization was trying to figure itself out. Because like it just seemed that everybody was trying to be more extreme as the 90s happened. And I didn't really think it was a real big deal back then as a kid, because I was like, I don't see how this is going to be a problem. Now I'm way past that age. 96 was a long time ago. And I definitely seen the effects of the direction of the way the world has went since then. Right? Even back then, gangster rap was just starting to actually really get become more acceptable, and parents, and the people were more like, oh man, I'm not sure about this. This is like a little kind of out of control. We as rebellious young kids were like, and part of me was really like, well, this honestly is that big of a deal. I mean, just words, right? But then I see how some of my peers turned out, ended up in jail and drugs and stuff. And I don't necessarily know if that's the music's fault, right? But still, yeah, uh, yeah, I don't think it helped. And looking and now, I think that this generation, the talent level of the rap is gone, and it's just who can do the most outrageous thing there is. It doesn't stop, and I think it's been a net negative towards society in general. But that's just me. I hope that young people, when they get older, they kind of stop the effery that's taking place out in the world. I wish they grew up to be a little more uh, cautious about allowing wild things to just go out there, because it just looks like it's never gonna stop. You know, or I'm just getting old and pay no attention to this old man. Anyways, yeah. Final real thoughts on this piece. I love this piece. I love them all. Um, yeah, I already did a video on the other two, but as a collective set, it's great. The music is great. Man, you guys had to understand back then, rock was still a thing. I know rock isn't nothing now, but back then it was like it had peaked, or maybe it was already plateauing, but still, you know, bands were still a thing back then. And yeah, the Crow had a bunch of the grunge bands, uh, in their soundtrack. So yeah. Anywho, um, of them all, if I had to choose one as my favorite, man, that's tough. They're all really good. Spirit Fingers, one is a classic look for me still, you know. But I don't know. I okay. So, I like I like all of them, but if I had to probably just choose one out of the bunch, oh, this is tough. Yeah, no, this is a three-way tie. I hate to say it, but there really isn't one that I could pick. Just one. It's all or nothing. For me, because this is the classic look, but I really love the burning crow on his feet. And the crow on his hand. And I just love him right here in this pose with the crow looking cute on the top of the gravestone. So, yeah, so win, you know what I'm saying? So, all in all, yeah, three-way tie or nothing at all for me. I couldn't. There's no way I could put them in order too. These things look great. God forbid that they make another one. I'd probably say a four-way tie, depending on the look. Yeah, no, I wouldn't get the glow ones. I'm over it. I'm fine with plain Eric Draven. I don't need him to glow. Yeah. Anyways, folks, that is all I have for this segment of Vinyl Therapy Sessions. I am so sorry about that historical rant, folks, but I figured that if you guys have listened this far, some of you guys who are as old as me probably like, yeah, maybe those things weren't such a good idea looking back, because, yeah, people are more out of control now than ever before. Just I thought things weren't as actual back then, but man, they're real bad now. I mean, like, yeah, I think it got real bad in 2004ish, 5ish. Oh my gosh! And then yeah, it's over. We lost as a society. But anyways, folks, until next video, ciao.